a fresh pint of Göss. British beer drinkers may not have heard of this brand, but Göss is no ordinary beer. This is one of the world's most sustainable beers. It's a beer that has been brewed with a zero carbon footprint. Brewed right here, to be exact, in the village of Göss in Austria. Now, this brewery just behind me is about 150 years old, but in recent years it's undergone a radical transformation to become the world's first carbon-neutral brewery. The brewery's owner, Heineken, invited Edie to come and see this transformation firsthand. And for the sustainability crowd, this place is a goldmine of on-site solutions. The site, which produces 1.4 million bottles of carbon-neutral Göss beer every day, is now powered entirely by renewables. Hydropower generates all of its electric energy, and thermal energy comes from a range of sources, including a 1 megawatt solar plant and a biomass district heating system developed in partnership with a local sawmill. And then there's an innovative new fermentation process, which now creates biogas from the brewery's spent grain to heat all of its boilers and to generate steam to clean bottles, which are then reused. But this low-carbon, resource-efficient transformation didn't happen overnight. It's a process that's been more than 10 years in development, and it has all been led by the vision of this man, Göss brewmaster Andreas Werner. When I met Andreas, he explained that the site's sustainability success is the result of step-by-step improvements, rather than focusing on an end goal from the offset.
Look, sustainability is part of our daily work, and when you going towards being green, it becomes a little bit more complex. It's not only turning on the gas or turning off the gas. You have to combine different energy sources, and this sometimes needs decisions and sometimes needs steps for optimization. We started with the idea to reduce our consumptions, and over this consumption reduction we came to a deeper understanding of our consumer habits, of our losses, and we've got new ideas we hadn't before. And this was a journey over 10 years, I would say, plus minus, and it was a journey not constant. There were always breaks and always real new improvements. But all things we have invested had a business case, and underlying to this business case are several frame figures. One of them is the energy price, and it is depending from the energy price, it's also depending from the lifetime of the installation, but all of them is in a frame which makes a positive business case. We've found always an open ear for our ideas, because we had a business case in our hand. We could make proof that our measures will not make the beer production more expensive than with conventional energy sourcing. And on the other hand, our ideas were good. We had good partners, we had a good argumentation, and Heineken was supporting us, together with colleagues, together with partners, together with people which are friends now. And it was something extra. To being a brewmaster is extra, but if you have this good luck to make a brewery more environmental, more green, is really a present. It's a gift for your life.
I then met with Heineken's Director of Global Sustainable Development, Michael Dickstein, who explained that this jewel in Heineken's crown is now being used as a shining example of what can be achieved across the business, as it strives for major reductions in emissions and big advances in the circular economy.
Well, actually, who would have thought? I mean, 10 years ago, when Andreas started out with his strategy and with his journey, that now, 10 years later, we have a brewery that is 100% carbon neutral and a role model for the entire Heineken organization around the world. I think, first of all, the lesson is you need to have a sound energy mix. It isn't possible to work entirely with solar panels or with biomass. You always need to have a mix of energy sources, and then preferably sustainable and renewable energy sources in order to get where you want to get. And I think that's the biggest conclusion for us. What is important is that we are authentic, that we take the role leading certain solutions. Buying certificates is something that you will never be able to exclude entirely in order to close the loop, but you need to be authentic, and you can only be credible when you set our own initiatives.
Okay. And I have here Heineken's sustainability report for 2015, and all of your sustainability strategy falls under that Brewing a Better World slogan. Within here you've got the 40% carbon reduction target for 2020. How far are you to reaching that target, and what's going to really be required to get you to that eventual goal?
I think we have made major progress in the last couple of years to achieve our target of reducing 40% CO2 emissions in production. We are actually 1 year ahead of where we set our own targets. So I'm very confident that we will be able to meet the target by 2020. And we are now together in working groups and identifying new opportunities. We have already started thinking about the world beyond 2020.
And do you foresee a time when Heineken as a business is carbon neutral, or perhaps even completely carbon positive?
I think this is a very realistic scenario that is already in place in a couple of our markets. Our Dutch colleagues have committed publicly to the ambition of becoming 100% carbon neutral. Our colleagues in Mexico have said that they will go for 2/3 of carbon neutral in all their operations. And mind you, those both the Dutch and the Mexican operations are amongst the biggest that we have in the world. We have soon in our brewery in Massafra, Italy, 13,000 solar panels, which means that this will be the largest number of solar panels on any brewery in the world. So yes, I do believe that we can make many, many more steps.
Well, what a day that's been. Now, from afar, this brewery might not look like a lot, but it's actually living proof here in Austria that sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. And it's great to see global firms such as Heineken really doing everything they can to do business better. And that alone is worth raising a beer for. Cheers.